Hey, I'm live. I'm trying out a new camera. So, what's interesting, everybody, I'm waiting for the room to fill up. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Real Black podcast. We're going live tonight on Saturday, September 7th, about 14 days, 13 days before my birthday. Figured I'd come in, say hi to everybody. It's been a minute, waiting for the room to fill up. I know some people are here. Steven was here a minute ago, but it's still registering as zero. But I'll just play this just to get you guys whet your appetite. I'm so excited. Today was the premiere of this show, which has not been seen by the general public in over 55 years. So here's a little taste of it. I want you to go to and subscribe to Clown Jules' channel so you can see the rest of this.
Never saw such living.
And you never saw such color.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lou Rawls here. And for the next hour, we'd like to entertain you with songs and tidbits designed to sock it to you softly on the soulful side. We're gonna tell it like it is and bring you some soul, baby. Show me your man that's got good woman. Show me. Show me your man that's got a good woman. Show me. Show me a man that's got a good woman. Show me a man that's got a good woman. Show me a man that's got a good woman. Show me a man that's got a good woman. Show me a man that's got a good woman. Show you a man that goes to work humming. He knows he's got some sweet love coming. The end of his working day. Yeah. Show me two people in love with each other, y'all show me. Girl, show me two people in love with each other. Show me two people in love with each other. Show me two people in love with each other. Show me two people in love with each other. Yeah. Show me two people in love with each other. I show you two people that ain't going no further than their arms can reach to hold one another. Let them lovers alone. Yeah.
Like the gentleman said, tonight we're going to lay some soul on you. Oh.
After the show, we're all going to get together and tip over Godfrey Cambridge.
You silly savage.
Tonight, NBC presents Soul.
Sorry, I was muted for a second. Molly just came up. Hey, how's everybody doing? Seeing a few folks here I haven't seen in a while. I'm doing this because it's been a while since I've had a chance to do a live stream. I've been busy getting ready for class. For those who know or don't know, I teach now at Temple University. We just started about right before Labor Day, so we're about 2 weeks in now, going into week 3, and teaching a class on cities and cinema, and that's the main thing that's been taking up my time. So I haven't been able to come, and then I've been addicted to baseball lately. So I've been, like, a lot of games have been Saturday nights. I haven't had a chance to come on and do a live thing for a while. So, but yeah, it doesn't ask me anything. I hope everybody's doing well. You want to come up? Come on, Molly. Hang on, I gotta pick her up. Hey, demonic. So what's interesting? Tell me if the picture's any clearer. I got this little dongle. I didn't know they had these things. Apparently, it's pretty common knowledge if you're a gamer or whatever. But it's allowing me to hook up one of my regular video cameras up to the computer, and hopefully it won't skip or freeze. I'm just testing it out. Tested it out on one of these streaming things. I had it connected to this thing, and it worked really well. I hate to, like if you are somebody that wants to preserve things that are streaming, this dongle thing is the hookup. So looks good so far. Thank you, Demonic. Trying to get Molly to come up. Hey, you want treats? Hang on. She's easy to figure out. For those who are new to the experience, this is Molly. Hey, say hello. I gotta lift her up a little bit. Say hello. I got you. I got you. Okay, you can see her. Cool. Billy Carson has a YouTube channel talks about metaphysics. Thanks for coming back, Stephen. I'll check him out. Let me feed the cat some treats, and then we'll do the ask me anything. She's way into getting her own treats now, but you can't drop them on the floor. Take a few. Take a few out of my hand. You got to eat them up here, though. All right. Temptations. She stopped eating Temptations. She likes these Friskies Party Mix right now. That's her new flavor. But I swept up so many Temptations this week because she's just leaving them and not eating them. It's not even funny. But yeah, these are Friskies. But I hear there's a new one out called Boom Bonkers. So I got to get some bonkers for you. Get down. That's all you're getting. My turn. Have you heard of Rod Hayes? Why are you coming on my chat, Steven, and plugging all these other YouTubers? I don't know who these people are. No, I'm into metaphysics, though. I love metaphysics, and people that talk about metaphysics. Across the room, I got my copy of Think and Grow Rich. And do I have any metaphysics books on this side that I can actually reach? Not seeing any. But yeah, Rod Hayes, no. I'm guessing he's the same kind of thing. But yeah, so we got 35 people in the room. How was your day? This is just a hang. If you're watching, this is on repeat. Feel free to skip ahead. Maybe it'll get interesting. Maybe it won't. Maybe I'm interesting. Maybe I'm not. You've got a choice to hang out with me and Molly for the next hour or so, maybe longer, depending on how the chat goes. But yeah, let's see. He does metaphysics. So yeah, I'm into all that alternative stuff. Looking for my water. I'm looking for my water. You're messing up the show. Do you still look back at your Dick Gregory interviews? There was a guy who he put an 8. Did you see this? I had it on my Instagram stories. I don't think I saved it. I'll see if I can find it. I don't necessarily have to look back at the Dick Gregory interviews. I'll put the question up. Because so many other people watch them. But what I'm going to do is put up all 8 hours of Dick Gregory as one upload on Reelblack 2, just so people can let it run all night if they want, in order. But let me see if I can find this guy. I don't know if I saved it. How do you find saved videos? Home. I see the school shooter. Did I save it? I did. Next to Mike Full of Hope. Let me see if I can show this to you. I'm going to play it first. I'll pull this off. So younger people are watching these Dick Gregory videos, and I show this nothing. I don't want to pull a Roland Martin here and put too much business out on the street. I want to make sure my saved Instagrams are okay for public consumption. Uh, yeah, they're okay. Yeah, I'm a single black man. What can I say? Hang on. Oh, where's the sound?
Just shut the fuck up. I saw the check, nigga. Huh? All right. Tell my grandmother what he was telling me. Tell my grandmother. Michael was killed by a laser at 3 o'clock in the morning. He didn't have a fucking childhood, huh? All right, child. It's mine. It's a child. It's mine. It's a child. They booked them 50 shows.
So they got a Dick Gregory filter on Instagram. This guy really is young. Like if you watch, wait, hang on, let me see if I can rewind it.
I know him.
So what's interesting about this clip? Oh, Molly's so cute. That's an age filter on him, right? When he leans back, it pops off, and you see his real face.
You keep talking, man. Just shut the fuck up. I saw the check, nigga. Huh? All right. Tell my grandmother what he was telling me. Tell my grandmother. Michael was killed by a laser at 3 o'clock in the morning. He didn't have a fucking childhood, huh? All right, child. It's mine. It's a child. It's mine. It's a child. They booked them 50 shows.
All right. Anyway. All right. So that's well, I don't have to keep track of. I miss Baba Dick, but his memory lives on. His spirit lives on in videos like that. So, yeah, I don't. Godspeed. I don't know what's going on, with the age filter. I guess I got on repeat. Let me. Gotta be careful. People out in these streets, they catch stuff fast. Let me make sure I'm logging off properly. Okay. All right, we're logged off. Yeah, no rolling. Yeah, that was a trip. I don't know. I mean, I met Roland Martin. I wish him the best. That was weird. What happened? But yeah. So let's see. So Molly's sitting here. I don't know if I can tilt down anymore. Try and get her in the picture because she's chilling out. You got her? Kind of see her a little bit. She's cool. I hate this. Right in. Okay. You like that setup? Questions, answers. Yo. So the show doesn't work unless you guys help. It's Ask Me Anything. I'm not sure where my mods are tonight. Oh, here's one. VQ in the building. Make sure you follow this gentleman at Fear of a Black Film Critic. Follow his Spotify. He does great interviews with people. He's always on the case. He's a big, as you know, if you can tell by the thing, he's in the Public Enemy, and he likes. He just did a whole run of Spike Lee stuff. Had me watching School Days again. So what up, VQ? Spotify channel. Hey, there's my mods right on schedule. Voyeurs in the building, Fear of a Black Film Critic. Now we got a show. Okay. What can we talk about? I showed the clip from Soul. If you haven't watched that yet, this awesome television from 1968. And it's something that I saw at the Paley Museum in New York years ago. And I always wanted to see it again, without having to go all the way to New York to check it out. So George Schlatter has made it available, and I'm gonna post as a result. I'm gonna post up a little bit of my interview with George Schlatter when I talked to him years ago. But this laptop has a lot of cool stuff on it. I can't play that because it's not legitimate. I can't play that. No. I'm in downloads. I need to be in movies. Definitely can't play that. I thought I had more stuff on here that was interesting. Is this something I can play? Yeah, let's see. Well, no, I don't want to do that. These are good. I can't play that because it's got a watermark. Bear with me. I'm trying to find something to entertain us that I can get away with without it getting blocked. Oh, this is interesting. This is some footage that I never put up on the channel. Let me see. I wish you could just drag and drop things. I'll get to the questions in a second, Voyeur. I'm just testing out the play thing. So this is an old news broadcast. I don't know. So then the question I'll ask you, should I put the whole episode of the news broadcast up or just the news story about Bill Cosby? All right, let's take a vote. So this is a historic news broadcast that I personally taped off the air. Does it warrant a post?
Program with Jim Gardner.
He has been Temple University's biggest booster and most visible alumnus for decades. But he is now at the center of a drug and rape scandal. Since 1982, has Cosby been a member of the Board of Trustees? Today, that tenure came to an end. It is Monday night, and the big story on Action News tonight is the firestorm surrounding Bill Cosby finally reaching North Broad Street. His official ties to his beloved alma mater have been severed. Live on the Temple campus tonight, Action News reporter Kenneth Moten. Kenneth?
Jim, the scandal involving Bill Cosby was bound to impact Temple University at some point as it raged on. Even though there's still huge support for Cosby here, several students told us tonight he did the right thing. He was a popular fixture at Temple University's big events, graduations, ceremonies. But the growing sex assault scandal involving actor and comedian Bill Cosby has taken its toll, forcing the school's most well-known trustee to quit the board. "I have always been proud of my association with Temple University," Cosby said. "I have always wanted to do what would be in the best interests of the university and its students."
I think there's a bigger problem that we need to look at, and if he can focus on that, then I think that's a good decision.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I don't know if it's the right thing or not, but I mean, that's kind of what everybody has to do in these types of things. The allegations from more than a dozen women spanning decades have plagued the 77-year-old entertainer, who has strongly denied any wrongdoing and never been charged.
Yeah, so do you want to see the whole news broadcast from that day? Including, let me just get to the weather.
In Dover, even areas north and west will go on a little tighter because the initial batch of moisture actually starting to push offshore for areas in South Jersey. So if you're traveling northbound along.
Like, is that interesting to people? in this day and age, or would you rather just see the little story on Cosby? Let me know about that one, and I'll go back. There's a real lag here. Okay, so I'll go back to this. I don't know if Vashon's still here. Ask questions. Hanlon Jones is in the building. Hey, how's it going, Hanlon? Uh, MLK tribute. Yeah, I uploaded like I was crazy today. I obviously procrastinating from doing other stuff that needs to be done. But I think 4 videos went up. That might be my record, all-time record, uploading 4 videos in one day. But yeah, that was kind of cool. The vinyl, it was sealed copy, and I transferred it and got it uploaded in the same day, which never happens. So I'll be teaching again in Temple. You got here late. The semester just started. I'm teaching cinematic cities this semester, this fall, 2 sections of it, and we're having a good time so far. We're watching silent movies and doing the history of silent film. We're about to get into sound movies, which had me watching a lot of gangster movies and things from set in New York in the 1930s. So we'll discuss that a little bit, and try to keep the kids engaged, but still keep the workload manageable for everybody. So that's the challenge. Let's see. Have you seen If You Give a Dance, You Got to Pay the Dance TV movie? I've heard about it. I think Larry Fishburne, it's one of his early roles, if I'm not mistaken. If You Give a Dance, You Got to Pay the band. Is it on YouTube yet? It's extremely hard to get. I've not seen it, Bergen, but let me know where I can see it. I would love to see it. I hear it's great. I've seen stills from it. It's on my bucket list. The other thing that's on my bucket list, and I'm really frustrated, is the pilot for Cooley High. So I don't know if people were aware of this, but Bergen might be. What's Happening, the TV show, is a comedy show based on the movie Cooley High with Glenn Turman and Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. And before it became a sitcom, they made it was a drama. And it starred Raj, who played, Vashon, help me, Ernest, who played Raj on What's Happening? That's the trivia question. If you get that right, I'll give the cat a treat. But anyway, there's an hour-long pilot called Cooley High that's in the vault somewhere. And I would love to see that as well. Ernest Thomas, thank you. Extremely hard to find, yeah. Going back. Okay, Voyeur's here. You need to change your logo. Yeah, that's old. Yeah, that's old. Hanlon. Which place would you like to go for a vacation on an unlimited budget? I've done my fair share of South America. I've been to Europe. I have friends in Africa that I'd like to go visit. But right now, if I had an opportunity, I would probably do Peru or Costa Rica. Those, because if we were talking earlier about metaphysics, I want to do an ayahuasca retreat and just purge some more emotional, have more emotional cleansing. I feel like I'm this close to being there, and there's a spot. It's a little expensive in Costa Rica that I wanted to go to if I had the loot. How about you, Apes? Where should I go? I'm not a cruise person. I don't care about being on a boat with a bunch of people I don't know. I'm not a big walking person, but I do like to explore. So that's what that's a very good question. And then you got another one here. What historical event would you have liked to have witnessed live? Um, I would have loved to have seen Malcolm X speak and had a camera. How about you, Apes? Those are good questions. How's the cat doing? The cat's sitting right here. Molly is just licking herself all over. Pause. 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 Um, she's doing all right. Back to licking yourself? Is that what's going on? I can't. If I tilt it any lower so I could see your face, you'd also see this belly, and that I'm trying to get rid of. Oh, Fruit Jen. Oh, you're from Philly. You know this one. Have I ever seen? Oh, now she's leaving. Have I ever seen the house in Chestnut Hill that he no longer lives in? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Um, I think it's Elkins Park is what you're thinking of. Hey, Doug, are you still with us? I'm just getting into the chat. I'm a little behind because I was procrastinating, looking for videos to share with you guys. It's not um, infringement if I react to it. That's what I learned that the hard way. It's not infringement if I'm reacting to it. Um, Although I should say, I don't know if people saw this. It's buried. I happen to get it sent to me, but Internet Archive just lost a huge lawsuit to one of the publishing companies. Apparently it's infringement for them to publish or republish whole textbooks. They're trying to stop them from doing that. So, thank you. When was the last time I spoke to Jason? I could tell you exactly when I spoke to Jason Clue. It's been about a month and a half. We had some topics, but I've been busy with school, honestly, getting ready for school and then just being ready for school. It's taken up a lot of time. I honestly shouldn't even be on live. It's two reasons I want to come on it, or three reasons. I haven't done one in a long time. Two, I wanted to try out this new setup with this camera situation to see if it was clearer than the webcam. And three, forgot three. That's why I can't run for office, because I say I have three things to say. I can only remember two of them, so that's not going to work for me. But Jason and I have not spoken since we did our last podcast, but I encourage you to pick up his new book, which is out, Finding the Right Mate, it's called. Oh, for the game last night, we were talking about it's Saturday, right? So we were talking about the Eagles game. I'm glad they won. They came out so sloppy to begin with. I didn't think they had a chance. They turned the ball over so much. But they managed the defense kept them in the game, and we managed to take the lead. It was very exciting. We're 1-0. Eagles, I bleed green. So my top three directors, very good question. I hope you're still here. Billy Wilder. I'll go Michael Schultz over Spike Lee. Michael Schultz. And Preston Sturges. Woody Allen, no. I mean, I know I'm not an action guy. I'm a comedy guy. I also like John Hughes, but he didn't make enough movies. John Hughes, one of my favorites. So I cleaned up a little bit, just cleaned up enough to still be messy, but I have stuff laying all over the place. But hey, Welcome for Gonzone. Did you ask a question yet? I'll look for it. Your win is a win. Okay. Undefeated. Okay. All right. I'm glad I wore the Eagles shirt. And it's hoodie season. I'll pull this out. It's a little too warm to wear it, but this is an official Real Black hoodie. This is an older one. This one's silk screened. But you can look like me if you go to shop.realblack.com. Shop.realblack.com. So we're just hanging out. We've got 43 people in the room. I did see Sam Pollard's The League. We talked about that, Mike Voyeur. Pardon me. Voyeur. We talked about that. And I did manage to see The League with Sam Pollard present, I believe. No, I saw it on Apple, but Sam was here earlier in the year. I actually have photos with him. Let me see if I can find them. Sam Pollard's The League got me thinking. I can't. How do I get into my? Gonna have me. I hit that button, and then I go West Philly. West Philadelphia. See all. Some of this is not West Philly. Oh, there he is. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. I got short attention span. Oh, there's a picture of me and my mom. Very careful. That's my mom. And I'm looking for Sam Pollard. This is me. Oh, it's me and Sonia Sanchez. If you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't adjust. Oh, that looks good. Sonia Sanchez, who just had a birthday. Today is Sonia Sanchez's birthday, September 7th. Happy birthday, Sonia Sanchez. I knew there was a reason why that popped up. This is years ago. Boyce Watkins, before the weight loss and the reconstruction, the dental reconstruction thing. He did a huge transformation. But what I'm not seeing is Sam Pollard. And that's too bad. Is this a Spike Lee picture here? Interesting. All right. Down memory lane. All right. More questions? I did see The League. It was good. For those who don't know what The League is, it's a documentary about the Negro League Baseball. It's got lots of cool, rare footage. It's directed by Sam Pollard and produced by The Roots. It's on Apple TV. Have I seen the movie I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? Yes. It's one of my favorites. Hey, Skylar Black. Chiefs won. I'm a big Andy Reid fan, so I was happy the Chiefs won. I watched that game as well. That was fun. On Thursday night. Look at who's trying to get some play up in here. Look who's trying to get some play up in here. You can't, Fruganalista, your mind. Don't listen to him. Your mind, all mine. Big hugs from everybody in the family. She's family. Shop.realblack.com. Get your hat. Get your hoodies. Oh wow, this is the thing. Why does nobody put John Singleton or F. Gary Gray as top directors of all times? Um, questions, answers. I'm not, no disrespect. If you were my class, I'd be puzzled. Your verb and subject agreement is throwing me off. Oh, thank you. You corrected yourself. Okay, all right. Thank you. I'm a professor. I grade things now. So why don't doesn't anybody put John Singleton or F. Gary Gray as top directors of all time? Why don't why doesn't anybody? Okay. Um we had a conversation about F. Gary Gray recently. If you listen to Rashawn's podcast, he talked to an actor who worked with F. Gary Gray, and he had an interesting take on it. So I skipped over some people because I was defending uh, the Chiefs. Eagles Chiefs is going to be good this year. I don't know when they play, but have I seen Together for Days? You're just trying to scrape the bucket list. No, but I might be the only YouTube channel with a clip from Together for Days on it. Yeah, I think. Well, let me see if I can find it for you. This will be fun, Bergen. If you hang out for a minute, I'm gonna see if I can find this clip. I'll go to studio. Can I get in? I'm in. Thank you for everybody watching, and then go Michael Schultz. Okay, there's 4 videos of Michael Schultz. Cooley High anniversary. Backstage. Huh. Maybe I don't have it up here. Maybe I don't have it up here. Okay. All right. Forget what I said. Yeah, there was a time limit. That's what it was. So Bergen is geeking out. So I'm sorry with the dead air and everything. We're just hanging out. So Together for Days, also known as Black Cream, is a lost movie. It's the first movie of Michael Schultz, who went on to direct Car Wash and Cooley High and Crush Groove and The Last Dragon and all these great movies. It's his very first film, and apparently nobody can find a print of it anywhere. However, the negative was found for the movie, but it was missing the sound. So I was at an event that Warrington Hudlin hosted almost 10 years ago, and Michael Schultz showed clips from Together for Days that he had recently gotten from these people who found the negative. And it was really interesting because you saw Clifton Davis and you saw a young Sam Jackson and all these different people in the clips. Sam Jackson was playing like a militant and different things like that. I'm trying to think where I might have it. Might be able to pull it up. Let me bear with me. Let me I'll give you a little more soul. I'm just gonna pull something here. This could be interesting if I can find the clip. I'll look for it. Let me see what else is going on here in the chat before I get distracted too much. But yeah, I've seen parts of Together for Days to answer your question. Another question from Vosheri. If you could remake any classic black film, what would it be and who would be the star? That's a good question because most of the time I'm against movies being remade, especially movies we consider classics. There's certainly movies that were missed the mark that could be done better, but I was very much against Sparkle and Superfly, and Shaft didn't bother me so much. What would I remake? I feel like there's so many stories that haven't been told yet that I'm kind of leaning against the remakes. Does anybody else have any thoughts on that in the chat? And maybe I'll come to one in the process of thinking about what other people are saying. I look just like my mother. Okay, I'll take that now. Have a Michael T. Martin, Cinemas of the Black Diaspora. I need to read that. Am I busy for Funk Fridays? Funk Fridays, AI caught up with us, so we couldn't do it anymore. Like before, they would block the feed after we finished, but it got to the point where literally I'd be 3 songs in, and they would stop the feed. They meaning YouTube. So it was diminishing returns at that point. They said basically shut us down. Happy birthday, Sonia Sanchez. Yes. Make sure you use the promo code Bookman. That is true. It's still active. And you can save 10%, which is basically your sales tax or your shipping. There's still some Make Black Film hats available. Yes. And subscribe to Real Black 2. Thank you. Am I a tough professor? I don't think I'm hard. In my experience teaching for a year, you don't have to be that hard on the students, especially it's a subjective course like cinema studies. But I did notice, and it was very frustrating to me, that a lot of the kids kind of flunked themselves by not coming to class or not turning in assignments. And there's nothing I can do about that at a certain point. It is what it is. So, I mean, as much as I tried to make sure everybody got a fair shake and understood what I was trying to get across, there were still people that fell between the cracks that I couldn't help past a certain point. So I don't think I'm a tough professor at all. I have a lot of people that want to take the class, probably because they think that they can learn and it can be fairly easy for them. But good question. I appreciate that. Raleigh's in the building, so hopefully still in the building. Wayne's family influenced comedy profoundly, but they never seem to get much credit because they're still alive. I think the Wayans brothers, and then comedy seems to be out of fashion right now, and I'm not sure why, but the kind of comedy that was being made in the 80s and 90s just seems to have fallen out of favor for weirdest things, so. Are you going to jump on? Hang on, I'll give you how long ago was that? 53 minutes ago. All right. So anybody wants to join us on camera, that's the StreamYard link. But we'll give it to Vashon first. So just what you do, copy and paste that into the thing. Warriors would be a good remake. Yeah. I mean, I have nothing against Warriors. Jungle Fever. Sydney Sweeney. Tales from the Hood. They did a sequel to Tales from the Hood. I don't know if anybody remembers it. Cool World on DVD. I have Cool World as well. That's a tricky one though, as far as putting it on YouTube and things like that. But Cool World's a great movie. Happy Saturday. Are we caught up? We're just waiting for Vashawn. Willie Beeman's here. Love the screen cap. So there's a Cash App. I'm gonna play a little more soul. I'm gonna pull my other computer and see if I can find this Together for Days thing. But let me find. This is a promo. Check out Soul on the Jules channel.
We're moving on up.
Man, I gave it the office. Mr. Vice President, University of Mississippi just gave their first scholarship to a Negro athlete. What does he do?
He's a javelin catcher.
So that's another clip. I want you to make that a really hot video. I see Vashawn is getting set up. I'm going to look for this Together for Days clip to see if I can find it real fast. This is fast. Oh, it's in the front. Okay. Oh, so I got a shave and a haircut. Give me 1 minute, VQ. You got a minute to get situated. I'm looking for Michael Schultz. I'm just looking. All right, hang on. You ready, VQ? Good? You ready? Let's see something. It's the most boring live stream you'll ever experience. But I'm trying to help. Schultz tribute, Schultz ProRes, Schultz TV, Schultz music, Schultz fine. Starsky. All right, can't find it today. All right, you ready, VQ?
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
All right, so let me take this off the comment. So we got Fear of a Black film critic joining us for once. We're lucky, I have to say, because every time on a Saturday when I say I'm going to go live, he's like, "Man, I got other stuff." So, but you got this dope ass poster. You're lucky, man. I was jealous because it's got the gun. I see. That's so hard to get with the gun. I've tried multiple times to get the thing.
Yeah. But
I mean, I think Bergen knows about this. I mean, the Juice poster with the gun is very rare. Do you want to explain why?
Do I want to explain why?
Yeah, do you want to explain why?
No, wait.
And that's hang on. You can hear me. This is me pouring water into my ice cup.
Okay.
So don't think I'm too lazy to get up. All right. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah. So explain the poster, man. It's exciting.
Well, there's nothing to explain, Mike, other than was it a shooting that took place at one point? I forgot, man. I'm getting old, dude.
Well, it wasn't the shooting. It's just the idea that a black man can hold a gun
hold
in
a
a
gun. But
poster.
yeah, but before that, there was like an incident that took place right around this time. So, you know, yeah, the gun was removed from Tupac's hand. But also, this isn't the first time though. This and then back in what the late '90s, what mid 2000s, what 2003, possibly,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit later. I think 50 Cent had a situation or an incident happen, and the gun was removed from him, and then he replaced
On
it
the
with a
Get Rich
baby
or
in his
Die
hand.
Trying.
Right, get rich or die trying poster. But you
Yeah.
know, this is a reprint.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's not right, but it's just
But it's
even
got the
when
gun.
you look at the posters, it's just him empty-handed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's missing another tagline before it, and then it has the soundtrack up top, like right here on the side, right?
Okay.
So that's how you know it's the OG. And plus, this is 24 by 36. If it was like
Okay.
27 by 40, that might be
Then
the
it'd be the
one,
legit.
right? The legit one.
They're extremely hard to come by regardless, but you got a
And
good frame for it and everything.
right. And thank you. This was given to me by Half Pint of Son of Berserk fame. If you're a '90s hip hop head, I admired her poster, and she goes, "Yo, man, if I find a Juice poster, I'm gonna hook you up." And sure enough, she goes, "Hey, man, hey, brother, check for the mail in a couple days. You're gonna get this poster in the mail." So, shout out to
So,
Half Pint. Thank you so much for the Juice poster. Also, they have a song on the soundtrack.
oh,
uh,
okay.
yeah, "What Could Be Better, Bitch" is the name of the title.
Got to figure out how to play that. But yeah.
Yeah.
So what's on your mind, man? I mean, thanks for keeping me company because
Right.
I mean, this is really just an ask me anything, catch up with people who we haven't had a chance to hang out with for a minute. Steven just left. Have a good night.
Mhm.
Somebody asked, do I have an archive of vintage adult entertainment? That's a dumbass question to ask on a live one with Willie Beeman. I collect everything. Anything black film related, I probably have. I've shown. I'm gonna lean over for a second. I can't show it. I got my signed Vanessa Del Rio Taschen book.
Oh wow, man.
Well, I guess she has a eBay store, and she signs everything. Like if she'll
Triple
sign
OG.
anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything rude because I know it's all like when they do the replay, you'll be able to see every word that we said. So I don't want to say anything rude because I know everything's being transcribed in real time and AI. But Vanessa Del Rio is a very accessible celebrity, and she makes a lot of stuff available to her fans. And so at one point, they put out a big coffee table book, and she was selling signed copies of it. So yeah,
Okay.
So that's probably my most prized possession in my adult stuff. Next to the Pam Grier players that I spent a fortune on, and she'll never sign it for me. But yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
She didn't. She never signed it.
I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. But I mean, I thought we were cool. But somehow I'm blocked on her Twitter. So it only came up. I was trying to invite her to speak at a film festival, and there was a nice check involved. And I went to DM her, and it said I was blocked. So that was about 10 grand you missed out on.
Oh well.
Serious money. Japanese version of Juice has him holding the gun. How much are Japanese laser discs of Juice? They go for a lot, probably $100 or $200. I'm just asking for a friend. What do you think, VQ? What's a Japanese laser disco juice going for?
Oh man, don't have me lying. Sounds expensive.
Just the postage alone on a laser disc is like $50 to get to the states. So yeah, church boy, I don't know. This might be a little too rich for our blood. But yeah, what's going on? What's new with you? What are you collecting? What's on your mind? Did you watch Fight Night yet?
I did watch.
How was the killer? You've been on Peacock like a beast lately.
Well, only because of those two things right there you just mentioned, the killer and Fight Night. Yeah, I watched a little bit of Fight Night the other night. Um,
Fight Night
with
Kevin
Samuel
Hart,
Jackson and Kevin Hart, your favorite
Sam
comedian.
Jackson,
Yeah.
yeah, Taraji, and
Yeah. Right.
and Terrence Howard with the wig.
Yeah. Um, I the first episode didn't impress me. When it got to setting up the heist, that's the part I enjoyed. I thought it was
Okay.
starting to get serious, but I don't know, man. It seems to me that this is no disrespect to Craig Brewer, but
Mhm.
my man has no comedic timing.
Oh, he's part of it.
Yeah, he directed the first two episodes.
I can see that. I mean, he's not necessarily known for that. He did Hustle and Flow, which I guess is a good calling card for him to work with Terrence Howard,
Right.
Taraji.
Well, I mean, dude is his name is hot right now. After
Because
Hustle and Flow, and then of course, My Name is Dolomite, Coming to America, What's the other one? And
yeah, that's a Blu-ray that if he gave it to me, I would take it, but I'm not. I have no interest in spending money
right,
for the Coming to America.
yeah,
Yeah.
a sequel that was not necessary.
Yeah, we're talking about movies to be remade. That was definitely not one to remake. But before,
At all.
well, finish your thought, but think about this as the next question.
Mhm.
Like what black films need to be remade? But finish your thought on Fight Night. please.
Well, I tell you one. Me and you talked about this. I would like to see Riverbend.
Oh, remade? That could be
Yep.
interesting. Well, it definitely could be interesting if it had a bigger budget
Right.
and maybe like Michael J. White or something like that.
Uh
I was having a Riverbend car.
I mean, yeah, you can have one there, but I'm thinking
Oh,
somebody
you think
else.
somebody? Oh, I got to hold it here now.
Yeah.
Is that in focus? I can't tell.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, Riverbend, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. We're going to be raising
I'm
money
trying to
for
find movies that are obscure or maybe had some problems that could be fixed. But no, don't say Do the Right Thing remake.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Certain movies should be left alone.
don't touch them. Yeah, I mean that's how I feel about everything. I'm trying to think here. I mean, I get frustrated because sometimes, well, I mean the problem is like Hollywood
Right.
just looks at everything as intellectual property,
Right.
right? But our stuff, because we had so little of it, the classics are very precious to us, and I don't feel like they should be touched at all. The same way that nobody's trying to remake Citizen Kane. Don't mess with the Wiz.
Right.
I mean, it's inevitable that we're going to get a Wiz remake because of the Broadway show, but so that's not a prime example. But don't mess with my Cooley High, honestly. But they're going to do that because they just look at it as a way to make money, and But yeah, I think it's better if we're talking about Pam Grier, you could remake any of those Pam Grier movies, and I would be fine with that because I think.
Remember at one point, wasn't Megan Good supposed to do Foxy Brown? Remember that talk?
I don't, but that would have been interesting. I would have. It wouldn't have offended me. I don't know if. Well, Megan has the goods. You know, she could pull that one off.
Right.
And we talking about.
Definitely.
Let me see if I can't show the whole movie, but this was sent to me.
Hmm.
You know, I talked to Antonio Fargas, right?
Okay.
And so is it that delayed? I'm hearing echo. Um, Let me see if I can find it. This is Antonio Fargas' earliest film appearance. Well, that's not true, because he was in Cool World, but this is a very rare thing. It's not even on his IMDb. Um, it's in downloads. So I'll show like 30 seconds of it. I don't think I'll get in trouble for sharing 30 seconds. And then it's going to be up to you guys to track this down, because I had to go through a secret door and knock 3 times and give like a pint of blood in order to get this movie. But
Yes, it does.
I think, it's not a secret until it's shared, right?
Right.
So if anything happened to me in the next whatever, you can't say that I didn't say that there was an Antonio Fargas movie that you've never heard of. And I'll leave it to the other people to track it down. But it's a short film. And I'm just going to skip ahead on it to there.
Are you Antonio Vegas?
Vargas,
Where were you born?
in New York.
Are you married, Mr. Fargas?
No.
Where do you work?
Well, I work in a bookstore right now.
Where are you in your education?
I just finished high school.
Mr. Fargas, you're here today because of your claim to be a conscientious objector. Can you explain to this board why you have made this claim?
Well, I made the claim because I felt that my first responsibility is to how I feel, because I don't think that I could conscientiously go and kill, or I don't think that people have the right, or any government has the right, to make me trained to kill people.
Kind of deep, right? Let me see if I can find it still. There he is.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's him.
So he's like 17 in this movie. Antonio. So it's up to the mystery team.
Right.
You remember that movie, Mystery Team?
No.
Oh, it's a Donald Glover. It's up to the
Okay.
mystery team to find that movie, but you're not going to get it from me.
I'm trying to think of a movie that could be remade.
Okay.
I'm still on that question.
Okay, let's stay there then. Well, I mean, so much has been remade already. Like that shouldn't have been. Like Roots shouldn't have been remade, in my opinion. Superfly, even though I got the sequel sitting up there. Cleopatra Jones could be remade. It wouldn't offend me,
Right.
because I don't feel like that movie is a classic. It's not. It's not something I hold close to me.
Well, Cleopatra Jones?
Yeah, I think you could get away with that. I wouldn't remake it, but I think you could get away with it.
Yeah, that would be great. And at one point, remember, Don Cheadle was supposed to do it over.
Okay.
All right. And no, that was supposed to be remade too, but I think Don Cheadle shut it down. Was the Mac?
No, don't remake the Mac.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's too good.
But I remember Ben Ramsey talked about, I think, New Line Cinema, or forgot which company, but he was supposed to do it, and Don Cheadle said something about it, and like, how dare you make a pimp movie or something like that, but had it shut down. But yeah, I do remember Don Cheadle was supposed to do Cleopatra Jones movie. Now Misha Green, I believe, is doing it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'm trying to think what else. I mean, any any thoughts in the chat? Something that it's got to be obscure.
Right.
It can't be like the top black movies of all time. I mean, '90s stuff is coming back now. Would you remake Set It Off?
Leave it alone. No. Turn
Too
it
good.
off. Don't make another Set It Off already. Even though a sequel was made, it's just not a movie. They turned it into a book.
A sequel to
It's
Set It
Stony
Off?
Story. Huh?
Sequel to Set It Off?
Yeah. Takashi Buford wrote a sequel called Stony Story. You can buy the book on Amazon.
Okay. Was it good? Have you read it?
Yeah, I have.
And it's all 3 women or 4 women?
Well, according to Takashi, he originally didn't want Cleo to die. It was F. Gary Gray's decision to kill her off and kill most of the women off.
Okay.
But it picks up where it's been years since I read the book. Where it picks up where Stoney is now living in Mexico and used her portion of the funds to open this boat, or buy this boat rather, and start a fishing business out in Mexico.
Okay.
Make a long story short, because there's so much stuff going on. Her money gets stolen, and she has to go back into Los Angeles to retrieve it, and so she has to pull another heist to heist her money back.
Mm-hmm.
So she assembles a new crew. There's an assassin after that the Mexican cartel sends after her. It's a very interesting read.
There's a lot going on. It would have been too much for a movie.
You're right. It would have been too much. But I mean, the book is about 300-something pages. But
let me see if I can find the screen cap. What was it called?
Yeah.
Cleo's Story, you said?
No, Stoney's Story.
Stoney's Story.
Correct.
I'll put in Takashi Buford. And Takashi's known, he wrote a bunch of stuff back in the day. He was hot. Screenwriter. He also wrote for Martin Lawrence, right?
Yep. He wrote House Party 3 and Booty Call.
Booty Call, that's why I know. It's not coming up on Amazon very easily.
Let me see if I can find the book for you. Hold on for a second.
All right, I'll pull you away for a split. Hey, folks. While he's looking for a book, I will say one thing. Welcome, hey, Ruben. Ruben just stepped in a long time, and Tiff and FU. So what if you just joined in, we're talking about movies that should or should not be remade. Black movies. So if you have any thoughts about a black movie, he's back.
Here it is.
Right. We'll zoom out. Okay.
Sequel to Set It Off right here.
Got all the stuff. What do I? Is there anything I can show? Oh, this I got on the that one.
Oh yeah! Wow, I haven't seen that one in a minute.
They Call Her One Eye.
Oh yeah, I know.
Rough. That's a rough movie.
Yeah, boring, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that.
Yeah.
Fly by Night. It's a 90s
wow!
movie.
I am not of the human race. I've barely even seen your face.
The one I was thinking about from the 90s.
Ask Kevin.
A movie, if you talk about a movie that missed its mark and deserves a remake and has black people in it, not a fan of the movie, The Inkwell.
Yeah. Summer
I think
of 42.
The Inkwell's fair game for remake. Well, you just brought it out. You wouldn't necessarily set on Martha's Vineyard if you had to.
Who?
You. I mean, I said the Inkwell would be my pick. It's not a favorite movie of mine
Right.
by any stretch, but I think it's a
Right.
fair game for a remake.
Oh, okay. Here's something. Maybe not necessarily a remake. Maybe a series.
Okay.
Low Down Dirty Shame.
With who? New
I don't
actors,
know.
or
Huh?
you still have Keenan?
No, man. No, Keenan's too damn
Keenan's
old.
too old.
I'm
Okay.
talking about just the overall premise. You know,
Well, isn't that
detective.
Remington Steele?
Huh?
Wouldn't that be Remington Steele with black people if he turned into a series?
No, because apparently you didn't watch Remington Steele because that's not what it was about.
The assistant.
Remington, well, no,
private agent, private detective.
One, it's been years since I've seen Remington. I just remember the young lady setting up that agency, but
Okay.
she's using Pierce Brosnan as the face of it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right,
He's
you're right.
he's like the cat burglar, the thief that knows how to get the job done. He's doing the groundwork.
Okay.
Right. He's always known for these movie quotes. That was Pierce Brosnan's thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moonlighting.
Low Down Dirty Shame was, basically, private detective type story in the vein of Rockford Files, but of course it's Shaft in there too, and then later it's a little bit of Hawk. I wouldn't mind seeing a revised version of Hawk.
Hawk would be excellent. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure. They were talking. They brought the other one back, right? The one that it spun off from. They brought that back on Netflix a few years ago, and I thought they were going to investigate Hawk. We had a little situation. We had some Hawk episodes up at one point, and Warner Brothers shut it down really fast. And I thought it was because they were trying to bring him back, but it just turned out it was Warner Brothers. But yeah, Men from Hawk has that seen the light of day since anything? I mean, since they had it on cable a few years ago, like maybe 10 or 15 years ago, Man Called Hawk, they reran on like TV One.
Right.
But I mean, have they brought it back on any streaming formats or platforms? Oh, Spencer for Hire. Yeah, thank you.
I'm trying to think of some movies that missed its mark.
I'm peeking over at my shelf here just to see for ideas.
Like, here's one movie you and I talked about. We talked about not The Walking Dead, but Walking Dead.
Oh, Vietnam War story.
But what comes a year later that completely wipes it out of his memory? Dead Presidents.
Oh yeah.
In fact, Dead Presidents killed two memories. Panther and Walking Dead, because both those movies were combined as one. Dead Presidents was. You have the elements of the Panthers, and you have the Vietnam tale and heist crime story all rolled in one movie.
Now that's criminal. If you want to talk about Dead Presidents, that is ripe for reissue. And I guess it hasn't made it past DVD because Disney owns it. They don't like putting out R movies and so on and so forth. But that's one. Real Black Renaissance is your boutique Blu-ray label for black film.
Right.
The powers of being Disney, I would do an excellent job to make you money by making a special edition, porting over some of the Criterion features, and doing a whole new retrospective on the importance of the Hughes brothers in the 90s as auteurs.
Right.
Please allow us to license that product so that we can put out a Dead Presidents 4K before the end of this decade, while the Hughes brothers are still with us.
Yes.
Please. All right, that was my plea. Walking Dead.
I'm trying to think of
Well, there's votes for Rage in Harlem.
what's up, Tiff?
Yeah, well, it's also your
Well,
girl.
I'll tell you
She
what,
said it
and
first, so
you know what? And I thought about this too. And at one point, Charles Burnett was supposed to do Real Cool Killers. Remember that?
oh, the sequel, another Chester Himes movie, book.
Right. I would have loved to have seen a, even though Bernie Mac is no longer with us,
Mhm.
but him and say, what's my man? The other Real Kings of Comedy?
Steve Harvey,
No.
D.L. Hughley,
Maybe Cedric play
Cedric.
Coffin Head and Gravedigger Jones.
Oh, okay, I could have seen that back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't want to say anything negative about any of the Kings of Comedy, but they all had their moment. They're all making big money still to this day, right? So it's not a failure, but it always disappointed me the kind of roles that were offered or that Cedric took when he was on his hot streak.
Right.
And if he was given more original material, I think I would have his body of work would be better appreciated. I'll put that's as diplomatic as I can state that. But in short, in other words, he put out a lot of shitty movies when he had the opportunity. A lot of bad sequels and remakes.
I got another one for you. I got one for you. If we're gonna do remakes or obscure movies or forgotten about movies.
The Honeymooners with black people.
No.
National Lampoon's Vacation with black people. No, it's been done.
Hey, Mike.
Born Identity with a black guy. No, it's done. I mean, that's Cedric's whole career in motion and movies as a leading man. Not one original idea in the whole mix.
Well, Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm here.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Even though it's a remake, it can be remade again. Cool Breeze.
That was a remake of Asphalt Jungle.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the world needs more noir in general.
Right.
But
see, here's the thing.
You could go one better. You could go Hitman, remake Hitman.
Well, no, the reason why I'm saying no to that one.
Point Blank.
No, because it's already been done 3 times. You had Get Carter.
Okay, Get Carter. That's right.
Hitman, and then the third one was Get Carter with Stallone. Get Carter
again. Yeah.
Cool Breeze. Yes, it's the Asphalt Jungle, right? I would have just loved to have seen what a 2024 film would be like, a heist movie.
It would be really good. I'm just leaving. Let me just speak here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So FU is saying the janitor movie, codenamed The Cleaner, was the black version of Born Identity. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, there's so much room in noir, film noir, that has not been exploited with black. And I know crime is like your genre, your favorite genre. So
yeah, it's
I
a rare.
I mean, it's from the 70s. I can see that.
It's a rarefied genre. Horror, action, and stuff like that has a huge, big community. Horror, right? And not to say that noir does it with film goers, but it's not. It doesn't have that type of community that horror does, like conventions and all that. What do I think about remaking Sprung? I don't know, because I'm not a big fan of Sprung.
Let Sleeping Dogs Lie.
Yeah, and I like Rusty. I really do.
Rusty's good.
It's just, Sprung was a tough one for me, man.
I mean, we were so happy at the time, though. When it came out, we were excited, right. And then and the soundtrack was great.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
you know, I mean,
Fly by Night,
Rusty had a nice
Kevin.
run. I mean,
I do like Fly by Night though, and there's kind of a weird, like I don't say weird, but there's a connection between Fly by Night and Juice. They both were shot by Larry Banks, too. So if you were to put those two movies side by side, you can say, oh yeah, they look very similar in terms of look and everything. The legendary Larry Banks, that's Ernest Dickerson's guy. I believe he was part of Ernest Dickerson's crew before he went off and became his own DP.
Yeah, he teaches LIU still, I think. But yeah, I just to finish my, I love Rusty Cundieff. I think our expectations were so high. Those who enjoyed Fear of a Black Hat, that when Sprung came out, it was a little disappointing. Drop Squad would be a good movie to remake.
Yeah, Drop Squad. Wow.
I mean, I think that movie didn't reach its audience, and I think it's still room. Because the same thing still happens. He could put the drop on Candace Owens, have her play herself, or get Stacey Dash to play a variation of herself and put the drop on Stacey Dash.
Yeah. And then there's just some people that just need to be dropped in general off a cliff.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, New Jersey Drive, man, that was interesting too. That could be remade. But I got one too. Diving into the Spike Lee filmography.
Okay.
Bed-Stuy, Do or Die, We Cut Heads.
Just
the
Bed-Stuy?
concept of a numbers runner.
It could be good. Yeah. You know that's on YouTube now, right?
Huh?
Somebody put it on YouTube.
Yeah. I haven't, well, to be honest, I haven't seen it on YouTube, but it's a story that can be revisited.
Yeah. No, I mean, it definitely, I mean, that was the hardest movie to find of Spike Lee's for the longest. And then somebody put it on YouTube.
Because of the music that was used.
That, and I think Spike just didn't want it out there. I mean, they could have easily found the money to clear those music rights and all this amount of time. I just think Spike doesn't want his early work to be seen as much. Like he puts it behind him. He doesn't think it's representative of where he is now for some reason. And I feel just the opposite. I think The Answer and Sarah and all his student work should be made available and widely seen, just so people can see, how far he's come. But
because I've asked him about Bed-Stuy, Do or Die, We Cut Heads.
Mm-hmm.
He says the only reason why it was never released is because of the music.
That's true. It's got a lot of music in it.
Yeah.
But there's money now. You can clear it. Unless he signed some contracts that make it possible.
I just think they leave She's Gotta Have It as his first and move on.
Yeah. But I mean, the story is interesting. We showed it in class last semester, so it's kind of fresh in my mind. It's about a guy. He's a barber. His partner gets killed because he double-crossed some numbers runners. He thinks he can run the barbershop clean, but he doesn't realize that nobody is coming to the barbershop to get their hair cut. They're there to play the numbers and to talk crap. So he has to make a deal. He's forced to make a deal. An offer he can't refuse is to run these numbers. And at the same time, there's a young kid who's like 13 years old, right? Something like that, who is into photography. And he starts hanging out at the barbershop and he becomes a guy to sweep up the hair and everything. So it's, and Monty Ross, the producer, is the star of the movie. So yeah, there's room in that lane to be remade, and it was a good movie, but and if anything, it deserves to be remastered in this day and age, where you can go back to the negatives and clean everything up and make it pristine. I would love to see not just a, third generation VHS dub of Joe's Bed-Stuy Barbershop, but something that is representative of the movie itself. Wait, we got AC in the house. Do you want to talk to AC? VQ.
Who?
We got a
Who's AC?
guest. I don't know. We'll find out. He's on. It's audio only. So if you talk smack, you're gonna get kicked out real fast, AC. But welcome to our hangout. And you're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. All right, fix that. He hung up. I don't think he thought he was gonna get on. Um, but anyway, all right. So back to the chat. Do the right thing was marvelous. Next, I don't think we're answering that one. VQ. I'm saying next. That was a remake.
That was a remake. Ganja and Hess.
Yeah. So somebody tried to remake. I shouldn't even say it that way. Damn. How can you? Unsunken one next. I can't. I can't be honest.
I got one for
I
you.
can't be honest. Oh,
Hey, here's a
it
remake
hurts.
for you. Here's a remake.
Okay, yeah, you're changing the subject, but let me just say it hurts my soul when I can't be honest.
Okay, well, here's a remake for you.
All right.
Queen and Slim.
All right. Now you just mess with me. You know how much I dislike that experience.
Listen, right. Okay, I it's not a remake of a black movie, right?
Okay.
It's based on a book, but there were 2 remakes already.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see dare I use the word a black version, but let's go there, of The Getaway.
That could be good. Well, I'm gonna switch cameras. Hang on, because
Okay,
this guy, he's running out of battery. I know it works.
Okay.
The Getaway with Steve McQueen.
Correct. But don't do it with no comedy. It has to be hard boiled. Just okay, you hear? Okay, Mike. I guess Mike will be back in a second.
Yeah, I just didn't want to switch. See, now it's a different camera. I'm here.
Yeah, okay. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. The Getaway. Well, yeah, Getaway would be great. I mean, but then, are we remaking mainstream movies into blackface? Or how would you switch it up? How would you switch it up?
I don't know. I can't give you that answer right now. But
Queen and Slim basically was Badlands or Bonnie and Clyde,
right,
with black people and Black Lives Matter mixed in.
Right. Well, how I would do it, just one thing tonally, it would be hard boiled. The best way I can explain it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I'll give you an example. Let me bring up Fight Night for a second. I don't know, dude. It's like one of these things where, you're dealing with hustles and gangsters who have, when you look at, or Scorsese movies in particular, many of the men who are in the criminal underworld, whether you agree, right or wrong, many of these men in there are presented as, or have forward thinking within the criminal underworld, right? I just think a lot of times, man, with a lot of our movies, man, we take the comedy route too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I feel like the movie, or when I'm kind of jumping topics a little bit, but in Fight Night, the movie doesn't really find itself until the second episode, when the heist is starting to come to play. You know what I mean? And why they're doing it, and the purpose of getting these top criminal minds within Black underworld together to basically to make Atlanta be this quote unquote Black Mecca. Like, we are not trying to set up shop to be just another Vegas. I see real estate. I see a future. But the movie, I was like, oh, this is the stuff. This is the part that I like. All that other goofy shit within the first 40 minutes was not necessary. in my honest opinion.
Well,
You
I would argue that most movies waste too much time in the first act.
Right.
Most movies do. So
No,
what was difficult
Mike,
about episode 1 on this one? I
no,
haven't seen it.
right. No, well, it's too busy trying to trying to set itself up like Guy Ritchie. And if you're familiar with
Oh,
Guy Ritchie's work, use of the
right.
split screens, all these eccentric comedic criminal people, even how it's cut feels like a Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay, so they should got Guy Ritchie instead of Craig Brewer.
Right. And when you watch it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When
Okay.
you get to episode 2, the tone of the show gets a little more serious.
Mm-hmm.
What's it? How about making it? I like Metro, but I don't see that going anywhere else but what Eddie Murphy did.
Metro felt like a remake of about 20 other movies already. It didn't to me it's a good movie, but it's not original. It felt like any cop movie from the 70s, to be honest.
Or 80s and 90s.
80s and 90s, yeah.
The SWAT Negotiator movie. Don't be a menace. Nah.
Well, that brand is coarse.
Well, let me tell you one movie that I felt should have been remade, even though it looks good, is American Gangster.
Okay.
I felt that movie dropped the ball.
See, I like Ridley Scott, so I don't have a problem with it.
I know. I'm saying me.
Yeah, I have the 4K.
It was
Football players come back to save their foster mother. What movie is that for you? I don't know that one. Football players come back to save their foster mother. It was a white players or black players? Do you know this movie?
I don't know why I'm thinking Distinguished Gentleman.
From the 70s. See, we need to get a trivia stuff going. I've always wanted, my dream was to have a game show on here live and ask questions like this because I'm stumped after you. I mean, the only football player movies was The Black Six and
that's the only one I'm thinking of.
The Black Six I don't think that has anything to do with foster mothers. It's been a while since I've seen it. Coming back to save their foster mother. All right, he's gonna find it.
That sounds like goddamn Four Brothers.
It is a Black Six. Okay, all right. So all right.
Think about what he just said right now. If he didn't say football players and just said 4 men come back to town to save their foster mother, you would just think Four Brothers.
Oh, Son of Katie Elders. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I rang up. That's why I was ringing a bell.
Right.
It felt like I was thinking, that sounded like Four Brothers. Sons of Katie Elder remake.
Mm-hmm.
So no new ideas when it comes to black film. There's no new ideas under the sun.
All right. It's all how you cook it up. How you cook up the dish.
Well, yeah. Oh, that was a question that somebody asked earlier before you jumped on. Why do you think John Singleton and F. Gary Gregg get eliminated from the conversation of best directors?
Wow. Man. Let me think about that one, family. Well, for me, John Singleton's work kind of was like up and down at one point. He starts off with Boys in the Hood that catapults him into stardom. Then follows that up with Poetic Justice, which it was okay. But then, what happens next after it comes after that? Was it
Higher Learning?
Higher Learning was okay too.
Yeah.
But to me, it's Boys in the Hood and Rosewood are, to me, his two best.
Mm-hmm. Well, Four Brothers was entertaining. I can see
Yeah, Four Brothers was very entertaining. But he
Yeah.
goes in the studio route after a while, where he just taking assignments. It seems like, whereas before, like he was supposed to be the, you know, what Spike Lee is to Brooklyn, he's going to be to Los Angeles Tale, Black LA.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he does do that for a while. He has Boys in the Hood, Poetic, then later, you know, Baby Boy. But then after that,
yeah,
he takes the assignment movies, you know, Fast and the Furious 2 and
yeah. I was in the room when he was talking about AC. Settle in. We'll bring you on. Yeah, he was in the room at Urban World, and he was talking about how he wasn't getting any respect from Hollywood, and that's why he wanted to prove that he could make a blockbuster film. He felt like he should have been offered a big budget franchise movie years before he took on Fast and Furious, but he had something to prove by doing that he could make a movie that could gross hundreds of millions of dollars. So,
but see, at one point,
okay.
again, I don't want. It seemed like he was against that for a minute. Like he said in interviews, "I don't want to do car chases. That's not why I got in the movies for."
Okay.
And later, did 4 movies with car chases in them.
Yeah, abduction. I think he needed to pay some bills at that point.
That's it. He, like, you know, he took on assignment movies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, hang on. We got AC here. Are you ready? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. It's kind of awkward framing. Your mise en scène could be improved. Oh, okay. Never mind. It looks good. I'm only seeing it horizontal. I'm like, it keeps going like this. Very good. Welcome to Real Black Podcast.
How you doing, AC?
Where you at? What part of the
Can
world?
you hear me?
Perfectly.
Okay, good. I'm hailing from Temple, Texas, by way of Austin, Texas. You know, Killeen, Texas. You know, the Central Texas area. This is my actually first time on the stream with you here, brothers. You know, it's just so happenstance that I just you know, so happened to get on the stream, and I'm like, oh man, what's going on? So I'm just listening, and here I am.
Okay, well, we're just hanging out. This is Molly. That's VQ, and I'm Mike. So welcome. In Texas, you got through the pandemic. Did you catch COVID? They were reckless down there in Texas.
COVID, yeah, back when it was still booming, yeah, sure.
You caught it?
I caught it once. It just, I'm the type of person, I rarely get sick. I can count on one hand how many times I've gotten sick out of 5 years. So it was more annoying than anything. I tend to keep my health up and my immune system up. You know, that seems to be, you know, the common issue, especially amongst us in the black community. One of the leading causes of death, to be honest, it's not a police shooting. It's not this, that, the other. It's normally a health related issue. I just,
that's
okay.
Well, AC, remind me, VQ, when after AC jumps off, this news that just came out about Craig Mack. We got to talk about that before we go. But if you don't know, we'll talk about that, his health issue. But AC, so welcome. We're talking about remakes, black movies that should be remade or not be remade. Is that what you want to chat about? We can talk about anything. You can ask any question. If you're a fan of the podcast or whatever, we're happy to talk about anything.
My honest opinion, and I guess this comes from a blurred, you can call me. I'm all of 36 years old. So, you know, I got some years on me, you know, I ain't got no salt and pepper like you brothers there, but you know, I know it's coming.
36.
You see how the loss?
Oh yeah, 36. I wouldn't take 36 again. Wait till you get a little older and more seasoned. But the trade-off, I guess you have fewer years left to live. But I don't know. 36 was 36 was pretty cool for me. It was groovy for me. I would take 36 over 33.
Okay.
I'll take 33.
You like 33?
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
33.
I'm
We
feeling it.
just started
Hey, I'm
shooting
feeling
Black
it now,
Lilies
B.
when I was 33. So
Mm-hmm.
Right
but
on.
I'll take
36.
23.
I started winning awards at 36. So,
Right.
but anyway, yeah, just you got me reminiscing.
So, what movies do what are you into, AC? What kind of films do you watch?
So I'm definitely more into like the sci-fi. My background is IT. My profession is IT. So,
Okay.
I'm definitely more into like the horror, like Night of the Living Dead. Not only
Okay.
that, Star Trek, Star
Okay.
Wars.
The original
Um,
or the remakes?
I'm sorry,
Original
The
Night of the
originals
Living
and
Dead or
remakes.
remakes?
the originals, the originals.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
so you're a
Even
Trekkie.
I'd even say Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I even go back that far.
Okay.
But like I said, the originals, not so much of them because some of the sequels got a little corny for me. But
Okay.
yeah, definitely those sort of films I'm definitely into.
Okay.
Definitely the
Love it. No, Night of
yeah,
the Living Dead is amazing.
yeah.
It holds
Or
up.
even we're talking about John Carpenter movies or black sci-fi movies. What I got the most of the movies you guys have been speaking about, I have on Laserdisc. I was the guy in the chat talking about like I had Juice was the only Japanese version on Laserdisc that has him with the gun pointing on the left.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
So,
So
just
you
out of
you collect
curiosity,
lasers. That's
just
cool.
out of curiosity, AC, how much does a Japanese laser just run for Jews? Just
it
out of curiosity.
depends on the copy and depending on when it was pressed because the later copies or the later pressings,
Right.
those are the more expensive because then the market started to move away from the US and was mostly in Japan.
Okay.
So those sort of unobtainium type of movies. Yeah, they fetch for a pretty penny. And even people didn't even know back then they had HD. Like we had like 1080p movies back then when during VHS is just, if
Right.
you was around, if you knew, you knew. If you made that kind of money, if you were around that kind of stuff, you would know. Most of us weren't. So, it wasn't until later, like, oh wow, they had 1080p back in the 90s. They had HD and we was still on the little 4:3 little big old box TV, the big
Right.
back tube TVs,
Right.
CRTs.
Right.
So, it's
So,
that sort of thing.
but a movie like Juice, that's 93, 94. That's
Correct.
that's still kind of common for Laserdisc era.
Yes.
So, but
Well, you talk about okay. When you talk about Juice release or when it's released on Laserdisc.
The releases because okay, so say for instance, I guess we get in a laser disc.
yeah,
For example, whenever a movie is released on it, it could have came out in like the 80s and they could have pressed it back then.
Right.
But they could have like a remastered version, a Criterion version, or whatever the case may be, and they may press it later.
Right.
got me
Yes.
googling now.
You're right.
Like
I had-
Yes,
this is
sir.
what when I talk to BQ, he'll
Right.
mention something, and next thing you know, I'm on eBay looking for it. So
Mm.
now
he
I
wanted to
need
get
know.
on. He wanted to get on eBay anyway. He didn't need me.
No, I'm just
Ain't nothing
curious.
wrong with that.
Juice.
I mean, look at his background. I mean, look, you see that
Yeah,
stack?
I had nothing to do with that. That's all Mike's.
That's the first thing that caught my attention when I got on this stream. I'm like, God, dog, brother.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
collecting
here's
physical media.
yeah. All right, here's what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the only version that has the gun on it. The US
Yeah.
releases don't have it.
Now, if you have a poster that looks like that, that's the one that's rare. See how
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
if you look up top, it says music by Hank Shockley or whatever, people from the soundtrack.
Hmm.
See, if you had that with the promotion of the soundtrack on top, then you have the real deal.
Right on.
Okay, $70. There's a couple of them. Well, not this paycheck, but maybe eventually you'll see it back there. I got but Sean would be jealous. I was at a Juice when they remastered the Blu-ray,
Okay.
and they'd sent me a couple copies. Like Ernest hooked it up, so I had some advanced copies, and I went there and I got like 2 or 3 of them signed. by everybody that was there that night. So Ernest signed it, and
Well,
Omar Epps, a bunch of other people.
well, okay, that's cool. But the Steelbook 4K, I have not only Ernest Dickerson's autograph, but his email in it. So there you go.
I don't have a 4K juice. You got me. You trumped me on that one. What's AC? What's your biggest collectible thing?
I'm sorry.
You said you collect. What's your prized possession collection thing?
So my biggest collection of media, I guess you could say, first, I've already even said it, Laserdisc. Like that's my thing. Reason being is because I'm a musician as well, and so I have a passion towards audio. Um, and one thing you can try to look this up, or you can look it up, or you can even collect it yourself. And if you go through all the processes of actually listening and going through the A and B sort of listening sort of think tank sort of things, you realize that a lot of the audio that we get a lot of days is really has been shrunken in comparison to what we had days before. Even though technology has advanced, sure, but the fidelity of things, especially with audio, has decreased so much. It's like, okay, yeah, you have a certain amount of bit rate. You got 10,000s of bit rate, but at the source of the audio is completely different versus what we had before. That's like why I'm really passionate about collecting Laserdisc, is because it contains the theatrical mix, not a near field mix down where they mix it down for a cell phone or for a tablet or for a flat screen TV. Where in the days of old, back in the '90s, people had the big Kenwood stand-up stereos, and they had a rack. That's when back in the day, people had stereo racks. Obviously nowadays we don't have that no more. It's just, I feel like I'm sounding old.
Yeah, Bluetooth speakers.
You probably got a reel to reel over there. You watching the movies?
Oh, you called me out. Yes, I have a reel to reel. Yes, I have a reel to reel. Fully calibrated, works everything. Yes, sir.
I'm trying to find a laser.
Yes, sir. So that's one of the mediums that I collect. The second one will be Blu-ray. I don't have as many Blu-rays as I have Laserdisc. I have banana boxes full of Laserdisc. Yeah.
You were picking up. Well, how long did you start buying? When did you start buying lasers? Because I didn't buy them until they went out of print and you could get them cheap back in the 2000s.
For me, I really didn't start until 2010. I was exposed to them back in as I was a child. So we're talking about. I'm just gonna call my age. I already said my age. So this was like back in 1995, 96. That's when I was in. I remember it was my 5th grade science teacher. His name was Mr. Grissom. God rest his soul. Old white man, Vietnam veteran, and all that. I learned so much from him. And that's how I got exposed to Laserdisc. And from that day forward, I've always been interested into it. So here I am.
Okay. So I think the most rare laser I have is a sealed copy of No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Just something Charles gave me, and I'm debating. Do I want to keep it? Do I want to sell it? I mean, this week Hulk Hogan's out of fashion, but wrestling never goes out of fashion. Wrestling and horror never go out of fashion.
And he's out of fashion with us, but there's still our redneck motherfuckers that love some goddamn Hulk Hogan. Right. And love that No Holds Barred. I mean, this is the first time we're seeing the one of many characters of Tiny Zeus Lister. You're seeing Zeus era, then we get Devo era in 95?
Yeah.
Right. So 2 iconic characters.
So I should hang on to it, you think, AC?
I'd say yes. I mean, the only honestly, I wouldn't really back then. I wouldn't really do like Hulk Hogan movies per se. I think the most prominent one that came on my mind was Suburban Commando.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Get this guy off the. Yeah. Suburban.
Well, he's a blurred. He's a self-admitted blurred.
And you know what's so funny? I knew you were gonna say Suburban Commando, man. If you just said, what was that? If you just said Trapped, was not Trapped in Paradise. What was that one he did? I don't know if there were like a couple movies that he did for TNT, if you remember. With Carl Weathers.
Yeah, he said TNT. You talking cable?
Right. Cable. He did like two. They were like, was Thunder in Paradise or something like that? Was that it? Where he?
Oh God. Okay, like now I know what you're talking about.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they were made for cable, but they certainly played a lot.
Played them, yeah. No, I think they were, because TNT had like cable movies or Turner Entertainment that he distributed through on the network. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, you said Suburban Commando. I remember that one. But yeah,
how much is my Mary-Kate and Ashley Laserdisc worth?
What is it?
Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Oh wow!
I'm just kidding. These Laserdiscs go for a lot, man. Mr. T autographed DC Cab, $300. Wow. Rad, $200.
How much Dead Presidents run for now?
I have two copies. I have two special editions. One has never been opened. One I did open it. I'm spending that much money on it. I gotta watch it. Yeah. Back then when I bought it, it was fetching for $60. Now they're $80 to $100 plus. So I'm holding on them close to my heart. And it's like the one where you got Lorenz Tate. He's got his white mask on with his skull cap on, and he's like looking, and it's the whole background is blacked out. That's the rare one to get. And I have two copies.
Find mine. Hang on. I'm gonna disappear for a second. Keep talking, guys. Oh, now he's gonna disappear.
Oh, no.
All right, I gotta wait till he comes back. I'm gonna look for my Dead Presidents.
Oh no, that's what I was going to get.
Well, you go get yours first. We're talking Laserdisc now. So if you gotta go, let us know.
That one. Yes, sir. I have two of those.
Yeah. So
that's beautiful.
Yep. Kind of reminds me like an old 70s record.
Yes, sir. I have two copies of that. I say that is second to my prized possession. The first, my top prized possession as far as Laserdisc go, to circle back to the original question, is The Matrix. I have on Laserdisc.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the later pressings. So.
Yeah, this one, man. A friend of mine told me, he's like, Criterion had a Laserdisc version. I'm like, what? Came like, this I gotta see, and sure enough, bam! I hunted this bad boy down.
This is heavy.
Amazon. Oh yeah.
All right, you're gonna praise the collection, AC. All right, this is sealed.
I have that. I only bought it just to see what was the deal about. I'm not gonna go no further into it, but yeah, I have that one.
Sealed. Black people.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. I have the Criterion version of that. Yes, sir. That's my staple.
Yeah.
I love the color grading too, because they use that orange. Got that one too. Yes, sir. We here.
I gotta take better care of this one.
Oh wow.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. I almost bought that one. I never did.
Okay. This is Mark Wahlberg signed it. So.
Oh, see, where are you located again?
Oh, don't be coming over my house.
Ah! No.
I'm in Philly.
Oh, okay. Dang. What? Okay. Yes, sir.
Good commentary tracks on Criterion's. But
Yeah,
Midnight
that's
Cowboy,
what I
we have a
looked about.
debate. Vashawn doesn't agree with me, but I
What?
think
Which one?
Midnight Cowboy is one of my favorite movies.
But uh-huh.
So I just got that signed, Michael Romer.
Wow,
But
you
he
get
signed it so
signatures.
small. He's in his 90s, to be fair. He's in his 90s.
Mhm.
So
Spinal Tap, yes, sir. Uh-huh. I don't have that one. So I say you got a few.
it came out on
Okay.
DVD. It came out on DVD, but the DVD goes for a lot too.
Oh wow.
Oh, the faces. Yeah, I have uh all three of the faces, including episode 1. Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, those two are sealed, and then this one's open.
You have Aliens?
No. Is it good? Is it worth having?
Yeah. I have Aliens 1, 2, and all right, nice. Alien Resurrection. I have the DTS version of Resurrection, actually.
Oh,
You gotta have it. Yes, sir.
All right.
Do you have a player?
Yeah.
Okay.
and
You got it signed. Let's go.
Yes, that's Alan. Alan signed it. So I gotta. So he left room if I ever meet Albert. I'll get the other side done. But
I don't think he'll be going
Albert
to.
doesn't really come out. So
Yeah, I don't think. Was he at Czechoslovakia somewhere? Somewhere far.
Sweet back.
Okay,
So
yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Okay, Melvin and Mario both signed it. So
I don't.
I've had that a long time. And
Oh,
Taxi driver. I was gonna ask you, like, you must have taxi driver. You got yes, sir.
all right, and don't fall over. They are heavy.
They
You got them in
are.
banana boxes. They weigh a ton. They're not about to
That's why I put them in banana boxes. I'm like, I don't have time for none of that. Right on.
That's the last Criterion. So that's my Criterion chumpy chumps. Let me see. Oh, what? Oh, can you explain for FU Criterion? It's a label. Criterion's a label, but they were the first company to put out special editions of movies. Before them, they didn't have bonus features like audio commentaries or deleted scenes added to the discs, and they're valued by collectors. I think they've been superseded at this point by other labels, other boutique labels, but they were the first, to do it. So that's Criterion. Mike flexing. Well, we're geeking out. I don't get an opportunity to talk about laser discs that often, right? So, but I think the dead president.
He called me lacking. Luckily, a lot of my stuff is in storage. I'm gonna cut you off, brother. Yeah, a lot of my stuff is in storage right now. But man,
that's my number one, and then the one behind me, the boys.
Yeah, that's a stack.
Yeah. Rest in peace, John Singleton.
You think? I don't know. I needed it praised. You got to come in here and tell me what this shit is worth. Like a signed John Singleton Laserdisc. I don't know. What is that? I don't know.
It's a pretty penny.
You can't get You can't get it anymore, right? So
yeah,
it's gotta be worth something to somebody besides me. But so remakes. That's what we were originally talking about.
I was getting ready to circle back. to voice my opinion on things as far as remakes, I'm done with them. I'm tired of them. I'm sick of them. Like it's been this way. I feel like since 2010, maybe 2012.
Okay.
And I mean, we're in 2024 now, about to be 2025, and we're still doing remakes. And then when I say we, I don't mean like just like black filmmakers or just black films in general. I mean just like, unfortunately, Hollywood in general. If I even want to even say that, Hollywood in general, everything is a remake of a remake of a remake. In the entertainment industry, everything is a remake. Whether you got a movie, or even I would even go as far as saying with video games, everything is a remaster or a remake. Nothing is really original anymore, and it's sad because especially when it comes to black films, that's kind of focus on more black films. It's sad that I have to go scoping through Tubi or whatever to find all this like hood stuff, and I'm like, why can't I find something with a different narrative? Why is it the narrative is always the hood boogers and always the trap, the plug loves, and all this? And no disrespect to them, for the people that actually go out and actually do that work and film and try to convey a story that people may be able to understand and relate to. I was like, but not everybody can really relate to that sort of thing. And I'm really getting tired of it, because it's like, is that all you really expect? Is that all you really see amongst each other? Is that all we really are in this day and age? Or do we really have intellectual people? We have intellectual conversations, or is that not what sells? I don't know. It's just these sort of
I think it's always been the same conversation. I mean, it's like the people that have the money versus the people that have the good ideas, and what are people's motivation? Is it to make good and lasting art, or is it just to flip a dollar? And it's always been a frustrating point. So,
well, that's a lot to tackle. But one of the things that about the remakes, personally, I don't have a problem with a remake. If a filmmaker has an approach and has a genuine story that he wants to tell, that he can cook differently. We have Yojimbo or Seven Samurai. We have The Magnificent Seven. We have Scarface. 1938, or was it 1932?
32.
We have 1983. We know which version everyone still talks about today. The 1983 one. I mean, it all depends on, if you have a genuine story to tell. My thing is, I'm not going to beat up all on Hollywood for its remakes. You know who I'm going to beat up on sometimes? I'm going to beat up on the fans. Film goers always talk about they want something original. When original hits them in the face, nowhere.
They don't go see it. They don't go see it. You're right. You're absolutely right.
People, get off the mainstream highway a little bit. Watch some things you normally may not even watch. And people don't want AC left.
He's still here, but I just took him away for a second.
Okay.
So get reoriented.
So some of the blame has to be placed on the audience and what they go see. It's like Walter Hill said, people want old stories dressed in new clothing. That's all they want.
Yeah.
That if you give the audience something new, you're dead in the water. The minute you give them something cliche, you're back in business.
Yeah, well, there's truth there. I'm going to put the StreamYard link up in case somebody else wants to join the conversation.
You know what's crazy though? I was watching Trespass today, right? It's like I just threw it on for some noise.
You got me.
It came out 93 into 92?
Something like that. Yeah, I was in school then.
Right. So you have these men that are eyewitness to a murder. And they have to spend the next hour and a half trying to, what I call, get to home base, which is get to the police or get out of this, warehouse or wherever that they're in. So it becomes like one of those movies, survive the night type movies, right? Universal the next year makes Judgment Night, the same fucking movie.
Same movie, yeah.
The same movie. It's like, You know.
Well, yeah, K9 cop movies. How many did they do back to back to back?
No. It's not the point. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got you.
Well,
But
yeah, Turner and
Universal,
Hooch, K9, and
right? But
uh,
we talk about the same studio,
oh, the
literally.
same studio made the same movie, Universal.
Yeah.
No, one's Warner.
No. But I'm talking about Trespassers Universal. The next
Trespass
following
is
year,
Universal.
they put out Judgment Night, which is Universal as well. It's the same type of movie.
Okay, I thought it was
You
Warner,
know,
but okay.
eyewitnesses to a murder, and the four men have to survive the night to get to their destination, try to get to either the police, get home, whatever. So they have to go through these obstacles, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like 20th Century Fox. I always laugh because they did like 3 bomber movies back to back to back. They did one Speed, and then a couple years later you had Die Hard with a Vengeance,
Mm-hmm.
and then another one. No. Let me take it back. Then few years later they did 12 Rounds, which is all those movies combined, where a cop has to go through all these obstacles to survive. Right? He gets a phone call. Oh, he has to go defuse this bomb. Hurry up and cross town. Get there to defuse this. So yeah, so people just really want the same story. You know, I don't really believe that people really want anything original anymore. Quite frankly, they just want to rehash.
Okay, he's back. AC's back. I don't know what happened, but I just want to mention, Zero Hour was the movie that Airplanes borrowed its story from. Okay, AC is back. Hey, sorry about that. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I mean, to your point, I mean, then the question begs, with these remakes, did Hollywood get too greedy? You know, did they just look for grand slams every time out? They want to be the number one at the box office every week in throughout the summer, and they stopped taking chances on these low risk movies. We talked earlier about the fact that comedies don't get made the same way that they used to, and those were sort of the low risk, high reward movies that kept a lot of studios in business throughout the 80s and 90s. Just low budget comedy. So
Well, one cash cow is goddamn comic book movies.
yeah,
Those make it a
I'm
ton
so
of
burnt
money.
out.
Yeah, people were flocking to those like crazy. Then you have the fanboy cats that I call them franchise killers that want not just one, they want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spinoff TV show, cartoon, those guys.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh God, man. How many
Right.
times do we have to have another alien?
Well,
Did any of you see Alien
I think AC likes
Romulus?
Alien,
I haven't. Huh?
the
What?
new one. Was it good?
The new Alien. Any of you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I'm not an Alien guy. I know you are. You said you bought all the lasers, so.
Yeah,
But I met Fetty, the director.
okay.
I'm excited for that because he's really talented. I mean, does the movie
Yes.
work? Was it necessary?
It. To be honest, I got. If you ever seen The Force Awakens, Star Wars episode
Okay.
7, basically. I got that vibe from it. Like it wasn't really necessary, and it was like kind of a nod to the old aliens, in some parts, even a cameo, AI cameo, because the person passed away. It was that sort of thing. So it wasn't like, oh my god, you need to go see it, but it wasn't a terrible movie neither. It was just kind of, it was okay. It was okay.
It was a movie made for the fans. That's what it was. It was a fanboy movie.
Yeah, but if I was really being a fanboy, I would have ripped it apart. But I
Okay, let me explain myself. Right, I don't think they genuinely. I don't think a lot of these movies have. They're commemorative pieces. Like when you look at Eddie Murphy's Beverly Hills Cop 4 movie that's out right now. This is just to commemorate the 40th year of the first Beverly Hills Cop movie, which is this year. So you're getting all these Easter eggs and whistles, and you're like, oh man, remember that? Oh yeah, let's. But there's no real story there. It's just, hey everybody, all nostalgia. So you get a lot of these, like Beetlejuice. I'm reading some of the things. Oh man, this is just for nostalgia reasons. People, it's great, it's good to see Michael Keaton back, but is there a real good movie there? I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Nostalgia bait.
Right.
Well, when I think about these remakes that are of my childhood favorites and seeing the actors like 30, 40 years later, I start to think about how Hollywood was devoid of ideas in the 50s, and they started bringing back movies from the 30s. Is it the same thing to see, Clark Gable remaking or doing updates of Gone with the Wind in the 50s, or Cecil B. DeMille remaking 10 Commandments? I mean, are we having that same type of experience, or is it something else going on? I mean, basically, I feel I got a few years on the AC, but I feel old because I saw Ghostbusters in the theater, and then they brought it back. So I saw a lot of these movies that they're remaking in the theater. So it's a whole different experience for me. Like I literally saw Alien in the theater, the first Alien. So
like
that was in the 70s.
Right. You had to remind them.
No, I took it.
I didn't mean it like that.
Damn, Mike.
It's okay.
No, but you know what though too. Then here's another thing about fanboys, right? Like I'm a fan of certain certain franchises, so I'm not completely out of the fanboy loop. But if a third movie don't go right, or something doesn't go right within a franchise, the fans have to fix it and demand Hollywood fix it.
Had to grab a few of mine.
All right. It's like, yo, man, I didn't like Alien 3.
Oh
man, see, showstopper, right?
Oh, is that where you went?
I had to go grab a few of mine. From what I have right here on hand.
All right, school us. Oh shit. Okay.
Boiling Point.
That's great art, and they're in good shape too. They're not all beat up.
Yes, sir. I make sure mine is like pristine. RoboCop Criterion edition, mind you.
Yeah, that's nice.
And that's when I got last one I got. At least I figured that was worth showing. Philadelphia.
I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia. But is there anything special on that, or is this nice cover?
Oh, it's just a nice pressing. There's nothing special about it. But yeah.
I mean,
those are the few that I have on me. Like my cream of the crop is in storage. My cream of the crop is in storage.
Well, I'm jonesing for that. I gotta get some PayPal. Wait, hang on. Let me see. Maybe the world will help if I put that going. I didn't put that up earlier, but maybe if enough comes in, I can get that juice before the end of the night.
Oh, you seen him?
Well, there's two. I can't do it tonight because I got to eat this week. I'll look stupid with a Japanese juice and no food.
No juice.
No juice to drink. Yeah, but it's nice. It's a nice hobby. It's a nice hobby to have. I'm guessing you have no kids, AC.
I have one child.
One child. See, how does that affect your collecting?
Not so much heavy wise. I mean, I'm not married or anything, so okay. I do what I need to do. But not as much as you might think. I mean, I haven't bought any in a while, so it's because I've really collected all of what I really needed to collect, at least as far as Laserdisc goes.
Laser is good because There's a stop to lasers. Like you can literally get everything that you want with lasers, whereas like 4Ks and Blu-rays, it's still coming.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much done with that. Done with Blu-rays unless it's something that I really, really, really want, or I feel like it's some sort of reference disc that I can use for like calibration. Like if I have my screen or my TV or something that I need to adjust and I need to really dial it in, yeah, I'll bring up like a reference disc or a laser disc, whether that be a laser disc, a Blu-ray, whatever. And yeah, I bring out my equipment and then I crank it up, and so that's really the point for Blu-rays for me. Other than that, 4K, 8K, 16K, I don't care. Like it means a hill of beans to me.
So what's the one that you tested? I think Belly is the one I always used as my reference.
Belly?
Belly.
Wait, can't. Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean visually, and then the black levels.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm not saying it's a great film. Look, I mean, maybe that needs to be remade. I don't know.
Belly.
You don't like? I just played myself. All right, okay, Mr. Blurred.
It's okay. Belly's okay. I'm not.
I'll just. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. Yeah, I understand. It's hard to like when you got great movies like that. It's hard to top it. Especially back then.
Belly's good. Come on. All right. Okay. Fair enough.
It was a BET special. It came on BET a lot. I didn't watch it, but it was there.
You watch it without the sound. That's all. I didn't say it was a masterpiece. All right. So what do you have the THX going, and then Die Hard, or seriously, what's your reference material? Like when you're calibrating, what's your go-to disc?
If it's Blu-ray, I will say, and you got me thinking, Terminator Salvation, Flight of the Phoenix, Jurassic Park, the first one, DTS Laserdisc, Master and Commander with Russell Crowe.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, you're really singling out an era, like that transition between practical and digital effects.
I'm a very practical effect person. I prefer practical effects over digital any day.
So Gladiator must be on that list too.
Oh yes. Well, not as far as like a reference disc, but it's definitely something. It's definitely one that I have. Like I have it on Blu-ray. It was. Gotta have.
Well, that was one of the early ones that mixed like shooting 35 film and having a lot of CGI things happen.
Yeah, before they did the whole noise reduction and then made everything muddy and mushy, and it made it. I don't know. They just messed a whole lot of things up as far as that goes. But yeah, Terminator 2. Forgot to mention Terminator 2 is the Blu-ray that I have. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, not the Blu-ray. Jesus Christ, the Laserdisc, and it's the Kodak SDS remix, something like that. It was like a format that was like super rare that Kodak came out with in theaters, but it was so unreliable, but it was so powerful, kind of like Sony SDDS back in the day. It was like super loud, but it was visceral, and it was before its time. Before you have your Dolby Atmos and your all of that.
So when a disc says AC3 on it, what does that mean?
So that means Dolby Digital. Like if you have a AC3 decoder, like if you have a receiver or something, that can actually decode that, because it's actually, instead of bit stream, is actually modulated. RF modulation, kind of like something like back in the day you have the coaxial.
Okay.
Like plug it to the wall.
Do you have these decoders and stuff? Do you do mixing and things?
I'm sorry?
Do you do mixing and things, or you just listen to it? you have a good ear for things.
I'm like I said, I'm a musician, so this is like my passion. But
Okay.
yeah, you have to have a certain device to be able to extract that audio, and once you do, you're in a different world. Trust me, it's
Okay.
not the
No, we're
same.
trying to for Riverbend. Now, the reason I asked, the movie that we're restoring was recorded in some sort of surround format. So
Mhm.
I got a guy, and he's saying that what he needs to do is decode the surround and then turn it into 5.1 for us. So
Yep,
you know,
AC3 demodulator. That's what it's called. It's a little
gotcha.
piece of equipment you had to have back then. If you didn't have it, you got just a stereo sound, and whatever you set your Pro Logic or whatever it is that you got, and that's it.
Okay, so it's like a box, and then you crank it through the box, and it would decode
And
it.
then
And
the box goes to your receiver if you have an input for it.
I remember the surround box. I don't. So you could get 4 channels out of that deal. Visible.
5.1.
Oh, really?
Yes,
In
sir.
AC. I'm sorry, we're getting geeky. We got a second one. He's he's along for the ride.
Audio file here, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, I don't mind. I think Rashawn might be zoned. Are you frozen? Okay, there you go. Did you have a question, or I mean, we can wind this down, really, but I mean, nobody
Yeah, I
else.
feel like I just rambled for far too long as far as that topic goes. I'm sorry, gentlemen.
Nobody. I don't care. Look, they stopped paying us. This is just to have a good conversation. Tiff is hanging out still, and FU too, and he's saying your mic is too loud. FU saying you might be a little too close to it. I don't know,
Yeah, I got it
but
too close. I'm sorry, my bad.
it's okay. Um, I guess if you have ear headphones on or whatever,
Yeah, I got these cans on.
yeah, it might be loud. I think Rames Don King. That was who shot the Don King movie was Bill Butler, who we had the late Bill Butler, who we had a chance to talk to before he passed on. But yeah, so we got action fans, we got sci-fi horror fans, and then I'm the comedy guy. So, but and VQ's got to step up his laser game.
No. I'm good with the Blu-rays.
Huh? Well, you don't want me pointing out my CED discs.
CED, Lord.
Just for the artwork.
CED. Oh, okay.
Not for the sound card or anything like that.
I said, no, you're not getting nothing from CED.
No, not at all. Blackbusters. I've seen their Instagram clips, but I like them. They're very charismatic. The Blackbusters podcast, but I'm down with the Micho Mission. If Kevin, you should check out the Micho Mission. I did a very famous episode of that very recently. So, but yeah, check that out. Well, AC, I'm glad you hopped on, and it's always good to geek out. I got.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for the link. Like I said, I would have been doing something else, but I just so happened to be just kind of scrolling, and I was like, okay, let me see what the brother's talking about, and here we are.
Yeah, we had fun. So, best to your child, please, feed him first or her first. These DVDs and these movies can wait, but
of course.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't have any kids, so it's like the cat is as close as I get, and she doesn't require as much as you would think. But yeah, it's a bad habit. It's a nasty habit collecting physical media. But
I understand.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Peace. All right, so how do we wrap this up, VQ?
Very simple. Good night. Because it is time for me to.
Yeah, we hung out for a while.
Yeah, I've been up since early this morning. That's in case what's his name? Frugalista? Is that it?
Yeah. Where's she at?
Yeah, she wants to jump on with us. She wants to jump on with us, but she threw the peace sign up. Never mind.
Okay, you trying to collar? I think you have a new friend. I'll give him a chance. Tiff, does Tiff want to jump on? VQ trying to holler. All right, uncircle.
Oh no.
You just want to meet. Say hi. You got the bonnet going. Okay. Well, she said she's still there.
Oh, I'm in the bonnet. Okay.
Tiff said no. Jump on. We got a friendship happening over here between Tiff and Frugalista. I'm in the bonnet. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, where you been, Mike?
Now I know about the bonnet. I'm just saying I didn't know you could make a sentence. And everybody knows exactly what that meant. All right. Okay. Well, everybody said thank you.
Fly by night.
Fly by night. Yeah, that's true. So did we come to a verdict? And then I say Inkwell could be a decent. It didn't make enough money to merit a remake, but that's one that somebody could do better and make good on.
Even though we're kind of contradicting ourselves here with the remakes. One minute we hating remakes, and then we asking for remake. But Riverbend remake would be good.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said, maybe a different interpretation of The Getaway. From Black perspective, and maybe Cool Breeze will be another one.
Okay. And you said no Hitman. I'm thinking.
You said Cleopatra Jones.
I said Cleopatra Jones. I'm just trying to, while we're on the topic, because we might not ever get back to it. Or I know the minute we're off, I'll think of one and I'll be calling you up and you'll be like, I'm in bed. I'm sleeping now. So I'm just trying to figure out. I'm looking at my Melinda poster. That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Something to deal with.
Demon Possession movie?
No, Melinda is sort of the black.
Oh,
it starts off like
I'm thinking
Play
Abby.
Misty for me, but he's got to solve a murder. He's a DJ who solves a murder.
I've seen Melinda. I know. I just got the names mixed up.
Right. Yeah, you're thinking of
Abby.
Abby. Yeah, same kind of thing. Abby could be interesting if they brought her back, but that wouldn't be too bad. All right. So
or
what's next for you? Oh, go ahead.
Here's one.
Okay.
Sugar Hill. Not 93
zombie movie. The zombie flick.
Yep.
Black Zombies. I'm down. I'm down for that. Black Zombies in would you set it back in the past like they did then, or like in the 70s, or would you have it set in modern day?
Modern day
Black
I'm just
Creole zombies.
Today, as opposed to doing then having to go back and redo it. That's done. That era's over. What would you do with it in 2024? Can you imagine? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do Foxy Brown, do Foxy Brown 2024. Don't try to emulate what Pam Grier already did.
I'll give you one.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll leave it at this one. A movie that you could easily remake into a classic.
Okay.
And it would still work. Aaron Loves Angela. Oh, you laugh.
Okay.
I say Hollywood, get to work on that, because
you did have that. Called was it
a cornbread on me?
Aaron Loves Angela.
Well, it's just Romeo and Juliet with a black and a Hispanic.
Puerto Rican woman.
Puerto Rican. Yeah. I'm sorry. Puerto Rican.
It's all right. Yeah.
All right.
Kind of had that with that Soul Boy Omarion when he went, but they took place in Harlem and then later went to Puerto Rico. Was it Feel the Noise, Bring the Noise, something like that?
Oh, so that's what I missed. I guess I wasn't giving away tickets for that one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying Romeo and Juliet, updated interracial conflict.
Rome Must Die.
Romeo Must Die was good. Yeah, you could remake that too.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are sensitive about Aaliyah, like don't touch Aaliyah, but a nice hybrid kung fu flick would be great. Why is AG play? We're about to leave. We've been 2 hours and 30 minutes on this. So I'm sorry, AG play. We're signing off, and we had a good conversation. Looks like we had a nice side conversation going, and I'm about to put my bonnet on. So maybe next Saturday we'll come back on, or I'll come back on. I don't know about you, VQ, but peace and blessings. Thank you, Mod Squad. Thank you, VQ, for jumping on. And
no problem, man. Thank you.
We'll catch up. All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
All right. So VQ's out. I'm out now. Thank you so much for hanging out on this live stream. Looks like we made some friends tonight, and we got to talk movies, and I love talking movies, and we'll catch up with you later. All right. Peace.